Hello dear students, welcome to mathematics class. This is Prakash Bankar from Tunga Degree College, Jamkandi. So in this class, let us discuss some more examples on groups. So before that, let us discuss about the cube roots of unity and fourth roots of unity. So here cube roots of unity, that is cube root of 1. So here these are given by 1 omega and omega square. So here these three are the cube roots, means 3 roots of unity, unity means plus 1. Then here the value of omega is minus 1 by 2 plus I into square root of 3 by 2, and omega square is minus 1 by 2 minus I into square root of 3 by 2. So here we need the value of omega cube. So for that we need to multiply omega square and omega. So here we know that omega square equal to minus 1 by 2 minus I root 3 by 2, and omega is minus 1 by 2 plus I root 3 by 2. So therefore if you multiply these two numbers, then after simplification we get omega cube as plus 1. So therefore omega cube is equal to plus 1. So this is the important result. Then fourth roots of unity, they are given by 1 minus 1 I minus I. So here this set is called as cube roots of unity and this set is fourth roots of unity. So 1 minus 1 I minus I. Now here I is equal to square root of minus 1, then the value of I square is equal to minus 1 under root whole square, that implies it is minus 1, then I cube is equal to I square into I, that is minus I, and I power 4, that is I square into I square is minus 1, then minus 1 into minus 1, that becomes plus 1. So therefore these are the nature of roots of cube roots of unity and fourth roots of unity. So these powers we need in the next example. So let us discuss the example. Here it is the example. Show that G equal to 1 omega square is a group under multiplication. So here the given set is cube roots of unity, that is 1 omega square, and the binary operation is multiplication. So therefore here we need to show that this set represents a group. So to prove it is a group, we need to satisfy the 4 laws. The first one is closure law, associative law, identity law and inverse law. So the first one is closure law. So closure law, the general statement of this law is for all A comma B belongs to G, A star B belongs to G. So that condition must satisfy for all the elements of the given set. So here the set has 3 elements, then we need to verify that condition for these 3 elements. So now 1 omega square belongs to the given set G, and the binary operation is multiplication. Now consider 1 into omega, then 1 into omega square and omega into omega square. So 1 into omega is omega, so this omega belongs to the given set G. Then 1 into omega square is omega square, that also belongs to G, and omega into omega square is omega cube, but omega cube is not in the given set, but we know the value of omega cube is 1. So therefore this one belongs to G. So therefore for all A comma B belongs to G, it implies A star B belongs to G. So it is the condition for the closure law. So therefore closure law satisfied for G under multiplication. Then the second law is associative law. Associative law, and the binary operation is multiplication. We know that multiplication is associative, but here they have given the 3 elements. So, let us verify the associative law for this set, that is 1 omega and omega square. So, let 1 omega square belongs to G. Now, consider 1 into omega square. So, here the product of 1 into omega is omega into omega square, it is equal to omega cube, and that is equal to 1. Then 1 into omega square, this one is the LHS part, that is 1 into omega square. Then the RHS part is 1 into omega square. So, here omega into omega square is omega cube, then 1 into omega cube, that is equal to omega cube, that is equal to 1. So, therefore, LHS and RHS are giving the same value, hence these two results are same. So, therefore, associative law satisfied. Then the third one is identity law. So, here the binary operation is multiplication, and we know that under multiplication 1 is the identity element and that one belongs to the given set G. In that G 1 is there. So, therefore, and that one is the identity element. So, therefore, identity law will satisfy for the given set G. Then under multiplication 1 is the identity element. 1 is the identity element. So, therefore, here 1 belongs to the given set G. Therefore, identity law satisfied. So, for the given set G, identity law satisfied. And the last one is inverse law. Fourth one is inverse law. So, here to satisfy this law we need to find inverses of each and every element of the given set. So, here the given set is 1 omega square, then we need to find the inverse of 1, inverse of omega and inverse of omega square. So, therefore, here now 1 into 1 is equal to 1 and it is equal to 1 into 1, means here we are multiplying this element by this 1 and its product is equal to 1 only, and also here we are multiplying that vice versa, means left side and right side. So, therefore, that becomes 1 into 1 only. Here the same element is there, then it does not make any difference. If the elements are different, then we know how to multiply left side and right side. So, here 1 into 1 is equal to 1, which is equal to 1 into 1. So, this 1 is the identity element of G. So, therefore, inverse of 1 is 1 itself, because after multiplying 1 by 1 we are getting 1. So, therefore, the inverse of 1 is 1 itself. So, therefore, here inverse of 1 is equal to 1. And next we know the second element is omega. So, here we need to multiply by some element and product of that must be is equal to what? Plus 1. So, here we know one standard result, that is omega cube is equal to 1, and here we have omega. Then if you multiply this omega by omega square, then it becomes omega cube and that is equal to plus 1, and that one is the identity element, and this can be written as omega square into omega. So, therefore, inverse of omega is equal to what? Omega square. Inverse means here we are multiplying omega by omega square to get the identity element, that element is plus 1. So, therefore, the inverse of omega is omega square, and this omega square is also in G and 1 is also in G, means inverses of each element must belong to the given set. Then the third element is omega square. Here we need to multiply by some element of G in order to get plus 1 as the product. So, here we need to multiply by omega, because omega square into omega is equal to omega cube and its value is equal to 1. So, therefore, that is equal to 1. Now, here this can be written as omega into omega square, then we can write inverse of omega square as omega. So, here we know that inverse of 1 is 1, inverse of omega is omega square and inverse of omega square is omega, means all the 3 elements of G has the inverses. Therefore, here all the elements of G has inverse. So, if all the elements of G has the inverses, then we can say that inverse law satisfied. So, therefore, inverse law satisfied. So, here we know that closure law satisfied, associative law satisfied, identity law satisfied and also inverse law satisfied. Therefore, G cross means the given set is G and the binary operation is multiplication is a group. So, therefore, it is our conclusion. So, here by satisfying all the 4 laws, we can say that the given set G is a group. The next example is, show that G equal to 1 minus 1 I minus I is a group under multiplication. Here the given set is 4th roots of unity. So, G equal to 1 minus 1 I minus I. Then here also we need to prove this set is a group with respect to the binary operation multiplication. So, then again same we need to satisfy the 4 laws. First one is closure law. So, here now multiply each and every element by the another element. If that product belongs to the given set G, then we can say that closure law satisfied. Now, first one, 1 into minus 1 is equal to minus 1 and this belongs to G. Then 1 into I is equal to I, that is also in G. 1 into minus I, its product is minus I and minus I is the element of G. And then minus 1 into plus I, that is equal to minus I, that belongs to G. Then minus 1 into minus I, so it is equal to minus into minus becomes plus, so therefore it is plus I, that also belongs to G. Then I into minus I, so its value is minus I square and we know that the value of I square is minus 1. So, already minus is there. So, therefore, minus of minus 1, that becomes plus 1. So, this belongs to G. So, here we are multiplying the first element by second, third and fourth, then this minus 1 by I and minus I, then I by minus I, then we are getting all the products, that is minus 1 plus I minus I minus I plus I plus 1. So, all the elements are belongs to the given set G. So, if any one of them is out of the set, then we cannot say that closure law will satisfy for the given set. Since all the productive elements are belongs to the given set G, so therefore, closure law satisfied for set G. So, therefore, closure law satisfied for G. Then second one is associative law. So, for associative law we need to consider the 3 elements. Let us consider 1 minus 1 and plus I belongs to G. So, let us verify the associative law for these 3 elements. So, now consider 1 into minus 1 into I. So, here 1 into minus 1 is minus 1 into I as it is, then its product is minus I, and then 1 into minus I into plus I. So, therefore, it is 1 into minus I, which is equal to minus I. So, here LHS part is also giving minus I, RH is also minus I. So, therefore, these two are same, means these LHS must be equal. So, therefore, 1 into minus 1 into I is equal to 1 into minus 1 into I. So, therefore, here we can say that associative law verified for these 3 elements. Then we can verify by considering other 3 elements, or 1 minus 1 minus I, or plus I minus 1, or plus I minus I plus 1. So, that you can verify easily for the next 3 elements by considering this plus I minus I plus 1, or plus I minus I minus 1, or plus 1 minus 1 minus I, that you can easily verify. So, therefore, here we can consider that associative law satisfied for the set G. Then the third law is identity law. Third law is identity law. So, here we can find the identity element with respect to the given binary operation. Since the binary operation is multiplication, then one will be the identity element, and that one is in the given set. So, therefore, no need to bother, that identity law will satisfy easily. So, here write under multiplication, one is the identity element, and that one belongs to the given set G. Therefore, identity law satisfied. Then the fourth one is inverse law. This is very important, inverse law, because here we need to find inverses of each and every element. So, here we have 4 elements, 1 minus 1, I minus I. For them we need to find the inverses. So, here let us consider the first element, that is 1 into, here we need to multiply this 1 by some element of G such that their product must be is equal to 1. So, here what is that element? That 1 must be multiplied by 1 only to get the product as 1, and this is 1 into 1. So, it implies that inverse of 1 is 1 only, inverse of 1 is 1. Then the second element is minus 1. Here we need to multiply this minus 1 by some element of G such that its product is equal to plus 1. Then what is the number to be multiplied to this minus 1 to get plus 1? We know that minus 1 into minus 1 is plus 1. So, therefore, we can multiply that minus 1 by minus 1 to get plus 1, that is equal to minus 1 into minus 1. Then it implies that inverse of minus 1 is minus 1 itself. Then the third element is plus I. Here what will be the number to be multiplied to this I to get plus 1, that we need to find. So, here we know that the value of I square, is minus 1, but we need the product as plus 1, then we can multiply this I by minus I. So, what is the product of I and minus I? That is nothing but minus I square, and the value of minus I square is plus 1. So, therefore, I into minus I becomes plus 1, or minus I into I, that is also plus 1. Hence, minus I square is 1, hence the inverse of I is minus I. So, it is a symbol of inverse, I power minus 1, that is nothing but inverse of I, that is minus I. then the last element is minus I. Here minus I is there, then we need to multiply that minus I by some number in order to get plus 1. So, here it is minus I, then this is multiplied by plus I. If you multiply that minus I by plus I, then it is equal to minus I square, and that is equal to plus 1. So, therefore, we can write minus I into I is equal to 1, or I into minus I is also equal to 1. Therefore, inverse of minus I is equal to plus I. So, here see the inverses. Inverse of minus 1 is inverse of 1 is 1, inverse of minus 1 is minus 1, inverse of I is minus I, and inverse of minus I is plus I. So, all the inverse elements or invertible elements 1, minus 1, minus I and plus I, all the elements are belongs to the given set G. So, therefore, inverse law satisfied for the set G. Therefore, all the elements have inverses, all the elements have inverses. Therefore, inverse law satisfied. Therefore, inverse law satisfied, then it implies that G cross is a group. So, hence it is our conclusion, because it is satisfying all the 4 properties which are necessary to a group. So, therefore, it is a group under multiplication.